You think Patty Hearst would have robbed this bank if she hadn't been kidnapped?
So let
That's
me put
crazy.
it in current terms. Let's assume that Al Qaeda captures an American student abroad somewhere today. And the student is there for 6 months, and regardless of what the ethnicity of the student was, the student comes back to America and then engages in an act of terrorism. Is there any conceivable possibility that case could be defended? Wouldn't that defendant get life imprisonment at the very least?
Well,
is it that we have changing? Is it because she was white, middle class, and the Sudanese Liberation Army was so small and Al Qaeda is so gigantic? Why are the attitudes so different today, where nobody has any sympathy for somebody who turns into a terrorist as a result of being taken?
You know, you are. Well, I mean, I think there's a big problem in your hypothetical, which is the kidnapping. Is that, as far as I know, there are no terrorists in the United States, you know, Al Qaeda, ISIS, whatever, who were kidnapped first and then brought over here. There are volunteers who go over there.
But one can imagine a situation.
One can
I'm a
imagine
law
a
professor.
situation.
You're allowed to create
Yes, I know.
hypotheticals.
Yes,
okay.
I know.
You sat through them.
I sat through them with great joy. But it is certainly, I mean, one of the reasons why I think the story has contemporary resonance is that we are particularly interested in this moment at what radicalizes people.
Oh, sure.
And one of my former U.S. Attorney's Office colleagues is now the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minnesota, the U.S. Attorney in Minnesota. Minneapolis has a very big Somali Muslim population. They have prosecuted a number of people, you know, young people in that community who have gone over or tried to go to volunteer for ISIS. And Andy Luger, my friend, has set up this really elaborate program involving the Muslim community to try to nip all this in the bud, to try to give people an outlet that is not, you know, that you know, sort of reverse propaganda that doesn't come from, you know, some like white guy like Andy Luger, but from within the community. But the problem with all this is that we don't know what it is that makes a terrorist. Most of the young Muslims in Brussels will never become terrorists, yet a handful within that community will and have. And what it is that flips that switch is very hard to know.